Today we're going to continue with the notes on page 315 and 316. You will need your math book and a calculator. Pause the video while you open to page 315 and get a calculator ready. Please read the first paragraph under the Step It Out heading. Pause the video while you do this. Let's start with question number 2 about Pablo. Pause the video while you read through the question in parts A and B. So one thing that I noticed is that they give us an equation, E equals 24H. And I know that that means E equals 24 times H. So what we're going to do today is we're going to represent a word problem in a table and an equation. And it's nice because they give us the equation for the first one. So what I can do to complete the table is I can take the numbers that they give me for the hours and just times them by 24. So I'm going to do 24 times by 1 hour, put my answer here, 24 times by 2 hours. I already know that they filled out the answer for 24 times 3. And then finally I'm going to do 24 times 4. Pause the video while you get those answers. Part B is just asking you to explain what you did. So you multiplied each value of the independent variable, and remember independent variable is going to be the time, H, and every time we multiplied by 24, and that got us the answer for how much Pablo earned, E. Let's go on to question 3. Pause the video while you read through question 3 and parts A and B. We also get an equation for number 3, N equals 12 times by C. And if I think about the eggs that I have in my refrigerator, 1 carton of eggs holds 12 actual eggs. 5 cartons of eggs, I can do 5 times by 12 and put that answer there. Or I can do 12 times by 5 and that would get me the exact same answer. For the last two, they tell us how many eggs you have. So I know that I have 24 eggs, and that's going to be 12 times something. Now you might know that in your head, in which case you can just fill out your answer in this box right there. Or if not, we're going to go through and solve the equation. So we do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. 12 divided by 12 is 1. So I just have C, and then I know that 24 divided by 12 is 2. Okay, get your calculator out and make sure that it works for you too. And then we're going to do the same thing with 96. So 96 is 12 times something. If you don't know, solve it. Divide both sides by 12. Cancel those. C equals, okay, whatever you get on your calculator, you're going to fill that in right there. And then part B is just asking you to explain what you did. So you multiplied the independent variable. Now we don't have time, so our independent variable is going to be the number of cartons, so that's C. Every time we multiplied that by 12 because there are 12 eggs in a carton, and that gave us the total number of eggs. But sometimes you had to divide, and that would be like in these two problems over here. So we divided by 12 there, and we divided by 12 up there as well. All right, let's go on to the next page. Okay, pause the video while you read through question 4. Okay, question 4 gives us an equation here. Y equals 75 times by x. So for the first couple, we know what x is. So I'm just going to times that by 75. My answer goes here. Times that by 75. My answer goes here. Pause the video while you get those two answers. When they give us the y value, I have to solve it a little bit differently. So I know that my y is 1,500, and that's 75 times something. Let's solve that. Okay, multiply, opposite of multiply is divide. Sorry, whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. Those cancel, and then I'm going to get out my calculator, do 1,500 divided by 75. And that answer goes right there. Okay, same thing for 2,250. Opposite of multiply is divide. Do that to the other side. And then get your calculator out, get your answer, and then that goes right here. Okay, so then B and C are just asking you what you did. So we know that when x is 5, I multiplied by 75. And then when they give me y is 1,500, I had to do the opposite, which was divide by 75. For part D, they want you to write the ordered pairs so that you can graph them on part E. So I see that my x is 5, and then the answer that I got for 5 times 75 was 375. When x is 15, I write in the answer for 75 times by 15. And these answers should match what you already have on your table above. When y was 1,500, I have to work backwards. Okay, my answer is 20. And then when y was 2,250, my x is 30. Okay, so remember, ordered pairs, x always comes first, y always comes second. And then I can take those ordered pairs over to the table. So let's see, we've got 5, which is in between 0 and 10. Zoom in there. All right, so 5 is in between 0 and 10, and I need to go up to 375. 15 and 1,125. So here's 15 in between 10 and 20. Okay, right about there. 20 is 1,500. 20. Yeah, that one should be right on where those blue lines cross. And then finally, 30 and 2,250. Okay. So pause the video, put the ordered pairs on your graph, and then make sure that your graph matches mine. Now that you've graphed those, part F tells you that your points should follow a straight line. If it's not a straight line, you need to redo your graph. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to connect them with a straight line, and I'm going to hold it straight on Notability, and it should go through all of my points. And that's not a very good one. Okay. Perfect. All right, and then the check understanding at the bottom, that's a challenge problem that you can try if you want to. So the nice thing is they still give you an equation. It's still multiply. P equals 2/5 times by m. And you can use the MCA calculator to do fractions. Remember, some of the time you're going to have to multiply to complete the table, and then some of the time you're going to have to work backwards and divide. Good luck!